Hey everyone, welcome back to Trove, your daily hub for everything Apple and tech that actually matters. And today, we're diving into one of the most asked questions on the internet right now. Is the brand new M5 MacBook Pro really worth upgrading to? Or should you save some serious cash and grab the older M4 model instead? Because let's be real. At first glance, both of these machines look almost identical. Same aluminum body, same ports, same display. Even the same cooling setup. But under the hood, Apple has quietly made some massive, and honestly, shocking, changes that they didn't really advertise. So in this deep dive, we're putting the M5 MacBook Pro through its paces, testing everything from SSD speeds, CPU and GPU benchmarks, and real-world app performance to battery life, fan noise, thermal throttling, and AI acceleration. Basically, by the end of this video, you'll know whether the M5 is a must-buy upgrade or just another small refresh with a new name. The unboxing. Apple's silent shift. Let's start from the very beginning. The unboxing. We've got the base 14-inch M5 MacBook Pro featuring 16GB of unified memory, 512GB SSD, and of course, Apple's all-new M5 chip. Now at first, the box looks identical to the M4 version. But when I opened it, something immediately caught my eye. A tiny but fascinating detail. That iconic line inside the lid, designed by Apple in California, was still there. But the usual assembled in China text? Gone. That's right, nowhere to be found. The M4 and nearly every previous MacBook carried that label. So what's going on? Well, recent reports reveal that Apple has already shifted Vision Pro assembly to Vietnam, and this could be a hint that the MacBook Pro line is next. A quiet but major sign that Apple is diversifying its production, and that's a big deal for global manufacturing. So yeah, this unboxing already feels different. Inside the M5, familiar design. Serious upgrades cracking open the back panel. The inside looks mostly familiar. A single fan, the same copper heat pipe, and nearly identical motherboard layout. But don't be fooled. Apple's made some real upgrades here. The NAND flash chips inside the SSD are brand new. Faster and more efficient. And this one small change leads to one of the biggest performance jumps you'll actually feel in daily use. SSD speed, the silent game changer, using the Blackmagic Disk speed test, the results were jaw-dropping. The M4 gave us roughly 2,000 embers read and 3,200 embers write, pretty solid. But the M5? 6,300 MB read and 6,600 MB write. That's 3x faster read and over 2x faster write speeds than the M4. That means faster app loading, smoother file transfers, and lightning-fast responsiveness for creative pros and developers. Apple didn't even mention this in their keynote. But this is massive. CPU power. The real leap forward now. Let's talk raw performance. Both models use 16GB of unified memory and run the latest Mac OS. But the M5 chip's performance cores hit 4.61 GHz, compared to the M4's 4.42 GHz. A modest bump on paper, but the results? Impressive. In Geekbench 6, M4, 3,670. Single core, 12,000 multi-core, M5, 4,263. Single core, .14E400 multi-core, that's a 16% single core and 20% multi-core boost, putting the base M5 MacBook Pro nearly on par with the M1 Ultra desktop chip, all in a laptop that fits in your backpack. Insane, right? Everyday performance, web speed test. For day-to-day performance, we ran Speedometer 3.1, a benchmark for web and app responsiveness. M4 50.1, M5 60.2, that's a 20% jump, meaning faster website loads, smoother animations, and better performance on heavy web apps like Notion, Figma, and Canva. So yes, even basic tasks feel snappier. GPU and gaming, a surprising powerhouse. Here's where things get fun, gaming and graphics. The M5 still has a 10-core GPU, but each core now comes with a built-in neural accelerator for AI-driven performance boosts. Geekbench 6 Metal scores. M4, 56,000. M5, 76,000. That's a 34% GPU gain, putting it dangerously close to the M3 Pro's graphics level. Crazy for a base chip. In 3D Mark Steel Nomad Lite, the M5 hit 39.4 FPS versus 31 on the M4. And in Solar Bay Extreme, ray tracing, the M5 nearly doubled. Performance with 32 FPS versus 21.5 FPS on the M4 Apple's 3rd-gen ray tracing accelerator and new shader. Architecture are working magic here, making this one of the most capable entry-level MacBooks ever for creators and light gamers. Real-world creative tests. We put both machines through creator-style workloads. Blender, Figma, Xcode, and Logic Pro. Blender Render M4, 1M48s, M5 55s, almost 2x faster. Figma Export, M4, 2M2s, M5 138s Xcode. Compile, M4 177s, M5 148s Logic. Pro M4 handled Barborn 40 tracks, M5 reached 159. The M5 isn't just faster, it's more efficient, maintaining peak performance longer before throttling. AI performance, Apple's next frontier. This is where the M5 truly flexes its muscles. In Draw Things, a local text-to-image AI app, the M4 took 2 Menzo 9s to generate an image. The M5? Just 53 seconds. That's over 2x faster, thanks to the upgraded neural accelerators inside the M5 chip. Independent reviews show up to 3.6x faster AI tasks compared to M4. A clear sign Apple is building toward an AI-powered macOS future. Thermals and fan noise. Here's something Apple didn't highlight. Thermals. In a 10-minute Cinebench stress test, the M4 hit 103 degrees C, while the M5 stayed around 100 degrees C. A bit cooler, but not silent. The fan ramped up to 5,800 RPM, compared to 4,200 RPM on the M4, so yes, it's louder, but it also sustains higher speeds for longer before throttling. The single-fan system is clearly reaching its limits, but it's doing an impressive job for its size. Video editing and battery life in Final Cut Pro 11.2, exporting a 5-minute 4K HEVC project. M4, 2 minutes. M5, 1 minute 42 seconds, a 15% boost. And in 8K ProRes RAW exports, it was 34% faster while also saving battery, thanks to completing tasks quicker. After back-to-back testing, the M5 still had 32% battery left, compared to the M4's 29%. That's Apple Silicon efficiency at its finest, faster and still longer lasting. Should you upgrade? Here's the big question. The M4 MacBook Pro is now around $1,350, while the M5 starts near $150, roughly a $230 difference. If you're just browsing, streaming, or doing office work, the M4 is still fantastic. But if you're into 3D modeling, video editing, coding, or AI tools, the M5 is 100% worth it. You're getting super fast SSDs, 34% better GPU and ray tracing, 3.6x faster AI performance, slightly cooler thermals, longer battery life under heavy load, and most importantly, future-proofing for AI-powered macOS features. Final verdict. The M5 MacBook Pro may look like a small refresh, but in real-world performance, it's a massive leap forward, faster, smarter, and built for the AI era. Apple has clearly shifted focus toward machine learning, efficiency, and future readiness instead of just cranking CPU numbers. Sure, it still has that single-fan limitation, but for 95% of users, that's no deal-breaker. It runs cooler, works faster, and lasts longer, all in the same premium chassis we already love. So here's the deal. If you own an M4, keep it. If you're upgrading from an M2 or older, the M5 is absolutely the one to get. And that wraps up today's deep dive. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more Apple coverage, and drop a comment below. Are you upgrading to the M5 or sticking with your current MacBook? Thanks for watching. This is Trove, and I'll see you in the next one.